Hey, what's up everyone? Alright, this is my first video here on Boss Banger's Ring. It is going to be Hell in the Cell predictions for 2018, which it's, tomorrow technically, but by the time I post this, it'll probably be today. So, first thing comes first about this video. So, this is predictions. Like I said, every prediction is what I think, so unfortunately, people may think differently. So, I mean, if you guys think differently or have any comments or who do you think is going to win, be my guest and comment, and I'm more than willing to listen, talk, and we can share our opinions. Other than that, I guess really, like I said, it's just opinions. And while doing this, I'm going to say, you know, who I think's going to win, and then there's also who I want to win, because sometimes they're not the same people. Alright, so let's start this video. Alright. Alright, first match we're going to be talking about is the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And that match features, the New Day versus Rusev Day, I guess you want to say? Or otherwise Rusev and Aiden English. Who do I think's going to win the match, honestly? I think the New Day is going to win it. I think they're going to take it home. I would prefer if, honestly, Rusev Day does it, but how they've been, you know, in the past, I guess, I want to say how they've been treated. I'm just going to have to go with the New Day. I mean, I would love to see, magically, you know, Rusev Day, on how popular they are right now, pop out and take the victory, but honestly, I don't see that. I see the New Day taking it home, which is sad, but I love the New Day, but you know, right now I love Rusev Day way more, and I think they deserve the spot more than New Day does right now, because they've already had their time with the titles, and I think it's time to pass the torch. Alright, so let's see. Alright, second match we are talking about, we'll switch sides. We are going to talk about the Raw Tag Team divisions, and it is going, the show, I guess you want to refer to them as, or at least they refer to themselves as, which is, Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler versus 75% of the Shield, or I don't even know what percent of Shield, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. I mean, I kind of see this going either way, but personally, I think Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre are going to get the win, unless somehow, you know, Roman gets involved with the match, which I don't see, since he's already, you know, versus Braun. But we'll talk about that later. So I honestly personally think that it would only make more sense if Drew and Dolph take the win, because it seems like it would fit them right now. But then I can also see, like I said, it could go either way. I think I could see Seth and Dean winning, and maybe, you know, have like the Shield, you know, be the dominant powerhouse of Raw, which would be cool too. But I know a lot of people aren't happy with the Shield, and I know people aren't happy with Braun, with McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. So I don't know. I feel like this one can go either way, but I guess I'm gonna probably go with McIntyre and Ziggler on this one. Unfortunately, I love you, Seth and Dean, you're my boys, but I have to go with Ziggler and Dolph, or I mean Ziggler and McIntyre. So all right, so let's see what's up next. Alright, so next match is Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton. And who do I think will win this match? Let's see. I personally think Orton will come away with the W. I think it makes sense for story purposes, how Jeff is kind of, you know, doing his own broken skit, I guess you want to say, or woken skit now as Brother Nero. They don't refer to him as that, but he should be. Which is a whole other story, which we talk about some other time. But for Randy Orton winning, it would only make sense to me that Jeff finally, you know, hits his final straw on how he sees things in life, and kind of just loses it completely, and, you know, becomes this other side of Jeff Hardy. And I could see them having a rematch, or maybe having it with Nakamura, and or maybe a triple threat match. I don't know, that would be interesting too. And I could see, you know, him just finally losing it and, you know, becoming this more aggressive side that we've seen of him recently, and I think that would just be awesome. So I honestly just say I think for story purposes, I think Randy Orton winning would make more logical sense. But never know. Maybe Jeff will pull a win. But I think it makes more sense for Randy Orton to win. So I'm going to go with Orton winning that match. All right, the fourth match we're going to talk about is Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella versus The Miz and the Mrs. Maurice. So I think honestly, truly, I want Daniel Bryan and Brie to win. I could see this match going either or as well, but I actually will go with Brie and Daniel. I think that Daniel has taken so much shit from the Miz already that I think this point now that he's with his wife, I feel like bam, they're gonna win. But I think how maybe it will go and how it should go is I think Brie should pin Maurice for the 1, 2, 3, and then the Miz uses some kind of obviously excuse like he always does because he's that heel, which he's awesome by the way as a heel. Would make sense if he uses his excuse to say, hey, well, your wife pinned my wife, you never pinned me, and they go for a third round, and then, whatever goes from there would be awesome. I could see that, and that would be more cool to extend the rivalry between both of them, and I think it would be a lot more entertaining to give him and, Daniel and Brie the win this time, and then next time see who's the third and final straw, and who wins that is, that's it, they're done for now, and I think that would be a good way to end that at least, but you never know. It's The Miz. Universe likes The Miz as well, so they could pull that up too. But we'll see. But I'm going with Daniel and Brie for this one. Alright, next match is I'll talk about since it's the more obvious one, I think, to my opinion, others, is the Raw Women's Championship match. So it's Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss, and honestly, I think a lot of people are going to agree with me on this. As much as I love Alexa Bliss, I find her a great heel, and she's great on the mic. I just find her entertaining to piss people off, and I find her hilarious. I think Ronda Rousey is going to win, unfortunately. I mean, they promote her like crazy and saying that she's the most dominant woman on the planet, or I don't even know, woman on the planet, but some kind of tough-ass woman on the planet. So it would only make sense if Ronda wins this. I mean, the only way that Alexa I could find winning is if somehow, Alicia Fox or like Mickie James or maybe Natty, who will turn on, Ronda, will help Alexa win. But that's honestly the only way that I see that happening. I would be shocked if they make Alexa win a clean victory over Ronda. It just wouldn't make sense to me. So I'm going with Ronda, and I think a lot of people will too. Alright, so that one's that. So we'll switch opposite sides again. We're going to go with the SmackDown Women's Championship, and this one I'm actually really excited for. Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch, and I'm kind of excited about it because of the friendship that they had, and now that it's broken, I feel like it's just going to be an entertaining / hell fight that I think's just going to be really fun to watch. I'm gonna have to go with honestly, I don't know, honestly. It's a toss up for me too for this one. Like, I could see them going with Charlotte because honestly Charlotte she's the go-to woman in this business right nowadays. She's Ric Flair's daughter. She's very popular with everyone. Not only is she a nice person in real life, but she's a great in the ring. She's fantastic in the ring, and the shit she does is crazy, and then she's great on the mic too. So I wouldn't put me past it that they would give it to her. But then, right now I feel like it's Becky Lynch's time. Like, I mean, I don't totally agree with her and how she went heel saying, oh yeah, well, screw you guys, you're the fans and stuff like that. Meanwhile, it was sort of like that was her claim to fame, the fans. It didn't make sense to me how the fans backed her up, and then all of a sudden they just make her heel out of nowhere. But, I mean, I could see them making Becky win it. And in my mind, I'm just going to go with Becky to win it. I'm not sure if she will, but I think the reason why I say Becky makes sense for me to think that Becky would win would be the fact that, it would keep this, rivalry that they have going. And I think if Becky wins it, they'll definitely have a rematch. And I think it makes sense to have a rematch because of that. Like, if Charlotte kind of wins it, I feel like it's kind of like, she's the better woman. She won. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about it. I'm better. So honestly, I feel like if Becky wins, I feel like it makes more sense and they can go at it again for another pay-per-view, and it would make more sense to keep it that way. So I'm gonna go with Becky because I want her to win, and I think it would make sense for story purposes. So I'm gonna have to go with Becky. All right. So next match we are going to talk about is the second to last match, and we are gonna talk about the WWE Championship, which is AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. And this is another interesting match that I can't wait for either. The rivalry that has been going through these two guys is brutal, and Samoa Joe is a savage. My coworker said that, and I totally agree with him. It's just the shit he says and the shit that he has said to get under AJ Styles' skin is just so brutal and savage that it's just like, man, this guy knows how to push buttons, and it's like it makes you hate to love this guy because of how he treats him. And but AJ is AJ, like I said. In my mind, AJ is one of the best wrestlers in the WWE nowadays. I think he's talented in the ring, and honestly, he could win it too. So, my opinion, I could see either or winning, but I'm gonna have to. I really want, honestly, and I guess I'm gonna have to go with this person because I really want it, and it would only make sense to me is to have Samoa Joe win, because supposedly I heard rumor and I've read rumor that Samoa Joe and AJ Styles are signed on for 2 more matches, which I'm not. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. I've just read on multiple sources that that's what's gonna happen. And if that's the case, it would make sense to have Joe win it right away. Because, AJ's versed how many people against the title and hasn't lost yet. So I think AJ's already proved the point on him being one of the greatest champions for that championship on SmackDown. And it makes sense to actually pass it down now. And who other than, like, on SmackDown roster to beat, AJ than Samoa Joe, Nakamura, like a few faces, and he already versed Nakamura a bunch of times, so at this point it's sort of like, I think it's Joe's time, and obviously you could see what Joe is capable of doing in the ring, and you can see what he's capable of doing on the mic, and it shows through this from them hating each other and feuding. It just makes sense for Joe to win, and if they are signed on for more pay-per-views, it makes sense to keep it going, and maybe have a title switch and then switch it back or whatever, so be it. But I think it would be interesting if Joe wins. So I'm gonna have to go with Joe winning this. All right. Alright, last and final match is the Universal Championship, which is Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns. And this one, a lot of things have been circling in my brain about this match. Who's going to win, and, part of me says it's going to be Roman, part of me says it's going to be Braun, because, Braun's been on such a destructive warpath where it's like, how can he not beat Roman at this point? But then you have Roman, who is like the face of WWE, or at least Vince wants him to be the face, so that's why he's pushed down our throats. And so it's like, will Roman win because, he's Roman. So I was kind of thinking back and forth about this for a while because this is probably the hardest one to choose for me, and I think honestly, it all depends on the earlier match for the tag team championships and what goes down for that. If Seth and Dean win, I could see obviously Roman winning. If Drew and McIntyre, sort of like it really depends on what happens that night and depends on who wins that match, I guess, to see my more obvious opinion. But I right now off the top of my head, I'm just gonna have to say that Roman's gonna win, and the reason why I say that is just because Roman literally just beat Brock Lesnar for the title, and he beat Brock Lesnar. Meanwhile, Braun Strowman couldn't beat Brock Lesnar. I think at one point he versed Brock Lesnar, and he lost cleanly for the title or something like that. I don't remember when that was. It was a while back, but that happened. But yet Roman has multiple chances against Brock Lesnar, wins, and now he's just going to lose out of nowhere to Braun, like the next pay-per-view after. It just doesn't make sense to me. So, but I mean, like I said, a lot of things WWE does doesn't make sense to me. So I could honestly see, for some odd reason, I could see Braun just winning, destroying him, or maybe like Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler come in and pop in and help him out. So I mean, I'm not really sure what's going to happen, but I think I have a gut feeling that Roman's going to win. Whether that happens or not, I think I'm going to go with Roman, just because he's the guy, and I think that's just the obvious choice. I think they should have a rematch if Roman does win for the title, because it would only make more sense. But I see more Roman winning than Braun, unfortunately, because I love Braun and I would want Braun to win. But I think my gut's going with Roman, so gonna have to go with Roman with this one. Well, anyway, speaking of those matches, those are the only ones that I'm aware of for the night. They have really, at least that's what WWE said, their website. It's possible that on the kickoff show, maybe they'll have the Cruiserweight Championship or something. I'm not positive. But those are the matches that I'm aware of, at least off the WWE official site. Those are the matches. Well, like always, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, like I said. Subscribe to my videos. Follow on Facebook. Share me out. It'd be great help. Get more people involved. Just love talking about wrestling. So just help me out, guys. All right. Well, as always, have a good one, and I will hopefully post another video soon. Maybe the results. Maybe something. We'll figure out different videos for me to post up. If anything, under this comment like videos that you'd like to see me post about WWE. Say like, hey, I'd really like to see you do a comparison chart, or I'd really like to see you do who's your favorite wrestlers, or I'd like to see, who do you think's the greatest champion of all time, or random video names that you could think of, and I'll take them in heavy consideration and see what you guys think is a cool idea for me to make videos out of, just to talk about wrestling. All right, you guys have a good one, and as always, peace out.